before opening it up to questions. So I do hope that everyone has a question in their mind, although my presentation might be so great that I answer them. So the advanced specializations, all of the advanced specializations, although I'll be talking about the Azure ones specifically today, sit on top of our gold competencies. They are intended to validate a partner's capability in a specific targeted solution area and ensure that they meet our high technical standards and are able to deliver successful customer outcomes to our mutual customers. They really look at depth of expertise, whereas our competencies that partners have been familiar with for several years look more broadly at technical capability. So the Azure Advanced Specializations that we have in market today, you can see listed here, and by their titles you can see exactly what they're intended to target. So Windows and SQL Server migrations, Linux and open source database migrations, data warehouse migrations. SAP on Azure is also, largely migration focused for those HANA databases, modernization of web applications, and Kubernetes on Azure. So we look really to see that you have demonstrated expertise in these particular areas. We want to see that you have past deployments, that you have skilled employees who can meet that customer need, and we include a third-party audit, except for SAP on Azure, to really dive deep into those capabilities. And you'll see at the bottom of the screen a friendly link, and I can send that over to you guys afterwards. So it'll take you directly to our website with the advanced specializations, and you'll find all of the information you need there. So what's in it for partners? Well, the intent of the advanced specializations is to allow partners to really differentiate their capabilities and bring that forward to their customers, give them that additional visibility and customer connection. So you saw from some of the differentiation comes from the fact that these are so targeted, unlike Cloud Platform, which is one of our popular competencies, and it's great, but it looks at that technical capability very broadly. These are intended to help partners differentiate by calling out their very specific capabilities. Some of that's accomplished through our third-party audit, which we've heard from customers and partners is something that they are really validating, because Microsoft is not just validating the partners, which is important here, but another independent company is assessing a partner against what Microsoft says are best standards, best practices in each of these areas. We give partners who earn an advanced specialization prioritization on the Microsoft Solution Finder and with our internal sales teams. And there is also access to customer programs and incentives that is exclusive to the advanced specializations. So some of those exclusive access offers are, the Azure in-a-day workshops, which are 2 customer workshops delivered by partners. The Azure solution assessments, which are very data-driven, looking at those current capabilities. Participation in programs like Azure Migration Program, which is a customer-facing program to help them with their migration needs. A partner needs an advanced specialization in order to qualify and be able to receive those funds. And then we also have incentives that apply both to our advanced specializations and partners who earn Azure Expert MSP status. So how does the actual application process work? Well, it's 2-step. A partner must meet the prerequisite requirements. Once they do, they'll be eligible to audit, and that screen will light up in Partner Center in the UI for each advanced specialization. Partners are encouraged to read the audit checklist in full before selecting Schedule Audit to make sure that they have all of the materials ready, that they meet all of the requirements, and that their people are available to audit. Once you click Schedule Audit, you must complete that audit within 30 days. All of the details are in the audit checklist, which can be found on both in Partner Center and on the website. Once a partner has met all the prerequisites and has passed their audit, they're awarded, they earn the advanced specialization for 1 year. There's the website again. So I'm going to deep dive into just a couple of the advanced specializations here before opening up into questions to give you an example of what the requirements in the application look like. So for data warehouse, for all the advanced specializations, the prerequisites break down into gold in the relevant competency, performance metrics, and certifications. So for data warehouse, that's going to be gold in cloud platform, then 100,000 of SQL data warehouse ACR trailing 12 months from 3 customers, each of which have to show 50,000. Then we have 5 certifications that we're looking for, and a different person needs to hold each certification. So 1 person per. If somebody has more than 1, we count them for one or the other, not both. There is a detailed example of this in the FAQ, which you will find in the audit document for data warehouse. Then there's the audit, of course. And once you have earned this, you can begin to promote your designation and access benefits. So for modernization of web apps, the application is exactly the same, and you'll see that the format is the same here as well. We are looking for Azure App Service ACR, 6 certifications, each held by a different person, and then the audit. Kubernetes, again, following our formula, is looking for Azure Kubernetes Service ACR, and customers there as well. Then our certifications, as well as, and this is a detail that's available in the audit document, but we're calling it out here for a little bit more visibility. The certified Kubernetes administrator or certified Kubernetes application developer. So it is really important to make sure that the audit is read in full to catch all of the details, as it might take time to get employees certified in these areas. So just a little visual here of some of the partners who have earned an Azure Advanced Specialization, and we've thrown Azure Expert in here as well. I'm not going to read these guys out, but you can see the partners who have already demonstrated their capabilities in Azure Advanced Specializations. And then I'll leave it up with our website again, and we'll pop that in the chat, or no, I guess the recording's available to everyone. So that's it for the presentation portion of this. I think we can go ahead and open it up to questions.
You can also feel free to unmute your microphones and ask any questions you may have.
I could possibly get us started with some of the more common questions that came up at Inspire regarding the advanced specializations. How does that sound?
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't have it in front of me, so you're going to have to rely on my memory here. But a question that came up a couple of times was around fees for the program. So as partners here will be familiar with, there's no fee for membership. There is a fee for competency attainment, a different fee for gold and for silver. There is no program fee for the advanced specializations. However, there might be associated costs to get ready to earn an advanced specialization, completing certifications, both Microsoft and third party, as well as whatever efforts required to get ready for that audit, and man hours attached to that as well. So there are associated costs, though no direct program fee for an advanced specialization. So that came up a couple of times. We've also got some questions about which ones were in market, and I rattled off the Azure ones, but if you go to this website, you'll also find the Modern Workplace Advanced Specializations listed out, and all of their details as well. Trying to think other really common questions.
Hey, this is Florian speaking from GAV. Good afternoon, good morning. So
Hello.
I have one question. So I've read the checklist in detail, and well, I'm just asking myself, what kind of documents the auditor wants to see from us regarding a proof of execution, that we did that several times at customers. So sometimes it's a proposal, or sometimes it's I don't know, a design architecture diagram or whatever. So can you give me for some more details on that? So how the process will work then in the audit. So is it just a document the auditor wants to see, or does he wants to dive into the live environment of a customer, or how will that look like?
Which advanced specialization?
It's the migration for Windows Server and SQL databases.
Windows. Okay. I don't have the entire checklist memorized. Surprising considering how much time I spent on this.
Yeah.
I will say that, look at the requirement, which comes first, then look at the required evidence. So we want to see that you meet that requirement, and then we list out generally several ways you might be able to do that. So we list documents. We're not saying you must have these documents, but we are saying that that sort of information is often found in the documents that we've listed out. We look for customer projects. So, there are proposals or SOWs that will detail what happened. Case studies might be involved. Let's see, let me think a sec. Various reports that look at the functioning of the environment. The migration documentation that's handed over to the customer at the end, demo environments, all of that can have some of that information. Thinking here, if there are, yes, there have been some questions around the documentation. There is an optional pre-audit assessment that the auditors, ISSI, offer to partners. It's only available to partners who meet the prerequisites already and have clicked schedule audit. So it's something that you do in advance of the audit, but you've already begun the process to audit. So you've already scheduled your audit. It's just available ahead of time. We're reaching out to ISSI to see how we can make more resources available to partners, but that is an option available to you today if you really want to get into the nitty-gritty details ahead of the audit. There is an associated fee with that, and that information is in the audit document.
Okay, thanks a lot.
That's a good question. Any other questions on the call?
Hey, Katie, it's Keisha. I would have a question to pose to the partners who are on the call, just to find out more about, if they're willing to share, what kind of specializations they're looking at, what is the scenario of their particular company and organization, what drew them to this particular Ask Microsoft, Ask Me Anything session, and that might help us fuel our particular audience and find out what content we can provide to you all that will be most advantageous during this time.
Good call out.
Hi, yeah, this is Matthew Maloney from Marine Data Systems. I could just say a few words. So we're looking at a couple of different advanced specialties. And without the top two, so Windows Server as well as the Linux open source databases, and then the modernization of web applications. So we met all the prereqs and just looking to schedule the audit. The main thing that drove us here was the Azure Migrate program and getting some of those incentives for the migrations we're doing and working closer with Microsoft. And we do have the goal to actually become an Azure Expert MSP by end of calendar year. So that's what we're looking to accomplish here.
That's excellent. Thank you for sharing. And I've brought up the access to programs slide for everyone else. The Azure Migration Program, as I said earlier, is intended to help customers with their migration, and it provides funding and resources to partners to aid in that. And the Azure Advanced Specializations and Expert MSP are requirements for that. Not both, it's either, I believe. But I won't go too far into that area. Anyone else want to share which advanced specializations they're most interested in? Let me see if I can think of any other common questions that came up during Inspire. Fees, requirements, where to find the audit checklist has come up a couple of times. So if you visit this link here, it'll take you to our website on partner.microsoft.com specific to the advanced specializations. There are 2 tabs there, one for Azure, one for Modern Workplace. For the Azure ones, you'll follow the links that say Learn More. And then embedded in that document is the link to the audit checklist itself for each individual program. The other link that you'll find there will take you directly to Partner Center. And on Partner Center, there is also a direct link in the UI to that specific audit checklist so that you can easily access those details. Last call for questions. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything in the chat here. Andra, I'm not sure if you're trying to say something, but we're not able to hear you. If you are speaking, it looks like you might be trying to speak, but no worries. I'll just do the wrap up. So it doesn't look like there's any additional questions in the chat here. And thank you for those partners who did share the commentary. As is indicated in the chat, the call recording will be available starting tomorrow on the Microsoft Partner Community. In a couple of weeks, we will be having a M365 focused advanced specialization that will be presented by Katie's teammate, Heather Holman. So please do join us in a couple of weeks for that. You can find all of the information on Microsoft Partner Community about upcoming events. So please do visit the community and plan to attend our virtual event series, whether that's the Ask Me Anything or Ask Microsoft Anything sessions presented by Microsoft SMEs. And we also have our Thought Leadership series, which is presented by partners like yourselves all over the world. That's a month-long series, so it's 1 episode per week over the course of a month. Right now, we are in the middle of a Thought Leadership series, and you can see the links for those series in the chat and on Microsoft Partner Community as well. So we thank you and appreciate all of your time today. Again, to our presenting SME, Katie Burke, thank you so much for your time of providing this overview. And we will provide the call recording and the deck in Microsoft Partner Community starting tomorrow. So with that, we will conclude the call. Thank you, everyone. Have a few minutes back on your day, and we will see you at the next Ask Me Anything or Thought Leadership event. Take care.
Thanks. Take care.